يا راغبا في كل علم نافع.
ينمو العلم ويتقدم بتقنياته ومجالاته، ومعه نطور أدواتنا في تقديم العلم الشرعي. أكاديمية
زاد أكاديمية ينبوعها صاف ليروي غلة الظمآن. وتعلم الفقه الميسر عاملا بالشرع دون تعصب لفلان. بشرى لنا زاد أكاديمية للعلم كالأزهار في البستان.
بسم الله والحمد لله والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله وآله وصحبه ومن اهتدى بهداه. The fourth category of the things that we are not permitted to consume among the land animals, an animal that was born as a result of a crossover between what is halal and what is haram. So a mule is the result of the mating of a horse and a donkey. So because horses, and this is the most authentic opinion, yes, they're valuable, they're important in Islam, but they fall under the default rule. So if you slaughter a horse, then it becomes halal. And this was done at the time of the companions, and they consumed the meat of a horse that they've slaughtered. No problem. Donkeys, on the other hand, as we mentioned in the last class, were prohibited by the Prophet ﷺ at the time of Khaybar, on the 7th year of Hijrah. So the mating of something that is halal and haram resulted in a mule. This takes the side of haram, because whenever we have an imbalance, we don't know something that has both halal and haram in it, we always take the side of rather being safe than sorry. And the ruling of mule meat is haram because it's a crossover between a halal and a haram animal. Fifthly is that which feeds on carcasses and impure things. In Arabic, it's called al-jallalah, and it is a sort of a vultures, like vultures, crows, and other scavengers that would feed on things that are bad. Carcasses, dead meat. If they find feces, they would eat it. Mainly speaking, this is well known with chicken, but it can be found in sheep, it can be found in some cows and cattle and the like. So scholars say, if this type of an animal that feeds on such filth and it impacts its milk and the taste and smell of its flesh, it becomes haram because it is najis. In an authentic hadith, the Prophet ﷺ prohibited eating the meat of al-jallala. And the scholars say, how to make it halal again? They say that you have to separate it, feed it halal food until it becomes pure, until its eggs or its meat or its milk becomes pure, then you can eat it and consume it. Also, the scholars mentioned the ruling on frogs. And I know that it is a delicacy in France and some other countries. It is prohibited not only to consume frogs, but also to kill them. and there is no means of eating it without killing it. And the Prophet ﷺ prohibited using it for medication when a companion asked him that we use it for our medication. And he prohibited killing it. So eating it as well is prohibited. The reason, some say because the sound it makes is tasbih, and it is glorifying Allah Azza wa Jal, as mentioned in some hadiths. Others say because it feeds on insects, and like flies and spiders and the likes. So, and worms and the likes. So this is why it is disliked things that would make it haram to eat. Also, scholars mentioned desert lizard. A desert lizard is a big animal that lives in the deserts. It's not like the jaco that goes in homes. This is prohibited to consume, and it's mandatory for us to kill when we see it. No, we're talking about the desert lizard. And this is halal according to the vast majority of scholars because of the hadith. Once it was cooked and presented to the Prophet ﷺ, and the Prophet wanted to consume it. So his wives immediately deliberated and said, we must tell him what this is, because they knew that he doesn't like it. So they told him, O Prophet of Allah, it's a desert lizard. So immediately he refrained. So they asked him, and specifically, the one who asked him was Khalid ibn al-Walid, the sword of Allah, one of the great warriors and companions of the Prophet ﷺ. So is it, O Prophet of Allah, is it haram? And the Prophet said, no. But it is not found in my homeland, so I'm not accustomed to it. And that's why I resent it. I don't like it. So Khalid took it and ate it in front of the Prophet ﷺ, and the Prophet did not comment on that, which means that if it were haram, he would have immediately told him that this is haram. Now, in the Quran, there are a number of things that Allah Azza wa Jal has mentioned to be haram, as per chapter 5, Surah Al-Ma'idah. So, Al-Munkhaniqah, an animal that was killed through strangling. Now, these animals are listed, are all haram to consume due to the nature of death. For us as Muslims, we cannot eat a land animal or a bird unless it is slaughtered with a knife and we mention the name of Allah, Bismillah, Allahu Akbar, and we slaughter it. This is the only way it becomes halal. Or if we hunt it, if it's a game, and we say Bismillah and we shoot, and it dies. That's it. So if it dies through other means, give examples. Number one, al-munkhaniqa, strangled. So if an animal was strangled to death, and this happens in some East or Southeast Asian countries, they kill a dog, they kill a monkey through strangling it, and until it dies, then they chop it off and eat it. Of course, dogs are haram to eat because they're canines. They have fangs, and it's filthy animal. It's totally prohibited to eat. But this is how they kill some animals. This is totally haram. Al-mawqudha, and it is an animal that is struck with a heavy object, which means that some slaughterhouses, when they bring a big cattle a cow or a camel and they strike it on the head with a hammer, killing it, then they cut it off, this is haram to eat because this was not slaughtered, it was killed with a blow to the head. Al-mutaraddiyah, this is an animal that fell from a high place and died from a mountain, and it died because of the fall. This is dead meat. An-natiha, the animal that was gored by the horns of another animal. So two animals are fighting and one gores the other and it kills it. That's dead meat we cannot consume. Or the animal that was attacked by a wild animal, a lion, a tiger, and the likes, and killed by it. We can't come to it and eat it because this is a dead meat. All those that were mentioned, if we came to the animal and it was still breathing, so an animal that fell from a mountain and it's on its dying bed, trembling and shaking, but still alive. If we come and say Bismillah and slaughter it, we can eat it. Likewise, if it was gored by an animal, if it was eaten by or attacked by a tiger or a lion and left to be alive, and we slaughter it, we can consume it and eat it because now it is still halal. Now, all of this meat which was mentioned haram is in normal situations. But if I was in a dire state, at times of necessity, which differentiates between life and death situation, I am stranded in the desert, starving, about to die, there's no food, there's no signs of help, and the only thing I found was these mentioned before animals that are haram for us. But if I don't consume it, I'm going to die. Only then it becomes halal for me to consume. Why? Because Allah has mentioned all of this. When He mentioned the haram things, Allah Azza wa Jal says, but whoever is forced by necessity, neither desiring it nor transgressing its limits, then indeed your Lord is forgiving and merciful. So if I'm stranded in the desert and there's nothing for me to eat and to remain alive for the coming days except a dead a pig. So I said, okay, out of necessity I have to eat. It's permissible to eat what sustains my life, not to go and prepare a delicious pork chops and put some gravies and put some this and that and enjoy a feast. No, you just eat what sustains your life and keeps you alive out of necessity. And that would be permissible, and Allah Azza wa Jal knows best. With this we conclude our last chapter in the subject of fiqh in our last and fourth semester of Zad Academy. This is not the end. Actually, it's the beginning of the journey for you and for me. Now we've got our feet on the track and the path of seeking knowledge. And this is only the tip of the iceberg. You have learnt nothing compared to what awaits you out there. So this is the beginning of your endeavor, inshallah, to become a student of knowledge, to become a person that would make a difference in the community, to become someone who gets closer to Allah Azza wa Jal. So don't think that you've gained enough. This is just the tip of the iceberg. You still have a long way ahead of you, but at least now, after finishing 4 semesters with Zad Academy, you know how to navigate, and you know how to continue to seek knowledge and where you would like to see yourself in few years, bi'idhnillah azza wa jal. I pray to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that He makes my deeds and yours as well sincere for His sake, and that whatever we do would benefit us in this life and definitely in the hereafter, and that would Allah Azza wa Jal would increase our knowledge and sincerity and accept from us whatever we do. هذا والله أعلم ونسبة العلم إليه أسلم وصلى الله وسلم وبارك على عبده ورسوله نبينا محمد.
يا راغبا في كل علم نافع
ينمو العلم ويتقدم بتقنياته ومجالاته، ومعه نطور أدواتنا في تقديم العلم الشرعي. أكاديمية زاد
أكاديمية ينبوعها صاف ليروي غلة الظمآن، وتعلم الفقه الميسر عاملا بالشرع دون تعصب لفلان. بشرى لنا زاد أكاديمية للعلم كالأزهار في البستان.